Hey all you minties, this is the Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition. And today, join me as I do an overview of Batman Black and White Omnibus from DC Comics. So please stay tuned. So here we have Batman Black and White. This is the Omnibus from DC Comics. We've got a Jim Lee and Scott Williams art on the cover. I think that was used for one of the first issues, if I'm not mistaken. And then the back here with all the creators. And it's pretty cool how they do each of the creators with their own unique style. So you get like a little panel of their artwork. So there's a lot of talent in this book. Let's look at it. Actually, let's take a closer look at that spine, because I know some of you all love to see the spines. I really like that Batman's face is up here all in the darkness. Pretty much his mouth, or what you would if you saw him in the corner of a room. It's kind of a creepy image. Let's take this dust jacket off. Here we have the French flaps. What kind of awards this book has won. And then what is under this dust jacket. Okay, let's take a closer look inside. Let's get this opened. Now this book has been previously collected in 4 hardcovers. Oh, they were oversized hardcovers, and it originally was printed in the 6. I've always loved that Magnolia piece of art right there. Let's look at the table of contents here. There's an introduction by Mike Chiarello, and then all the stories. And I was just talking about where they were originally collected. So it was a 6-issue series. It was called Batman Black and White, and then they had a series called Gotham Knights, Batman Gotham Knights, and that was like, this collects issues 1 through 49 of the little short stories that were collected in there. So here is the original. My goodness, was it 1998 when all this started? Collection introduction here, and we jump right into the first Batman Black and White short story. So that's what these are. These are a collection of short stories that can either be taken into continuity or out of continuity. It really depends on your mood. I wanted this because every once in a while I want to read a superhero story that's really short, and I don't have to be boggled down by all the history and all the things that came before and all the things that I have to follow after. And that's what this is. It is so perfect for that, because it fills in those little missing gaps that you don't really get in monthly issues. But what I mean is, like, for example, we use Tom King's story right now, right? You have Batman by Tom King. It's been one big story since issue 1 that's been building up to this grand finale, and that will lead up into the Bat and Cat series. Whereas these are just little short stories that are standalone. And as I mentioned, they can be taken into the continuity or out of continuity. Let's get over here towards the middle to showcase some more of this artwork. This is Eduardo Rizzo right here, if I'm not mistaken. So the art ranges, right? You have some phenomenal talent working on this. You have some newer people working their black and white inks for the first time on here. So sometimes it works. Sometimes, it works better than others. So for example, you have Michael Cho, Dave Gibbons, Mike Mignola, which you all saw, Mark Silvestri, Mike Allred, Gene Colan, Klaus Sanson, Frank Miller, and we just saw Eduardo Rizzo, Neil Adams, Jim Lee, Mobius, Alan Davis. Some of these people aren't even with us these days, so it's wonderful to see them here. Dustin Nguyen, Paul Pope, Bill Sienkiewicz, Brian Bolin, Jose Luis Garcia-López. Oh yes, Michael Golden wrote this, and then Jason Pearson drew this. So you can probably tell Jason Pearson has this really cartoony style. I've always loved his artwork. Big fan since Uncanny X-Men Annual 15, I think. Then he went on to Dark Horse and did his own little story called Body Bags. But he has a very cartoony look to it. Darwin Cook, the late Darwin Cook. Like, you have so much amazing talent in this one book. And they're all little short stories, so you can enjoy them. You can read a couple, you can read one, then move on to the next thing. Mike Wieringo, another great, wonderful artist that we lost years back. So to me, yeah, this is my kind of superhero collection. I think it's kind of what's missing a lot from other superhero comics, just little short story anthology collections like this. That's why I'm a big fan of like the classic X-Men stories, because of those backup pages that were only like 8 pages long. And let's look a little more. What I haven't seen so far I just literally got this open because what's funny about this, yeah, I haven't seen any of the covers yet. What's funny about this particular omnibus is that most of the time, you all know from watching this channel or just from buying books, that the direct market, like comic book stores and places like Cheap Graphic Novels or In Stock Trades or Tales of Wonder, they usually get their books first before Amazon and Barnes & Noble. So what's interesting about this is that this was originally released on Amazon. I don't know if it was by fluke or some weird mistake in somebody's part, but this was originally released places like Amazon and Barnes & Noble first, and then that was in December, and then in January sometime this was released everywhere else, like at comic book stores. So that was a rarity. Oh, Will Spartaccio is also on here. I think this is his Gotham Knights. Yeah, Judd Winnick. So I mean, you also have all this writing talent too. Okay, I have to stop at this one because this is the first time I remember seeing this guy's art. And at first I was like, man, I don't like this dude's artwork. This is Raphael Grampa. And his art is so unique. I love it. I love the way he draws Batman. It's almost like a Frank Miller, but just hyper-realistic Frank Miller look to his art. I mean, look how ridiculous and badass that looks. Like, that doesn't get... To me, I love that version of Batman. So when I first read this, I was like, oh, this guy's a joke. I don't like his art at all. But now, like, it grew on me. And I follow him on all the stuff that he's done on DeviantArt and on Instagram. All the things that he posts. I think he is one of my favorite artists. So let's flip a little more through here. So what's interesting is that the stories vary, right? Like when they took place. Some of them took place in the past. Some of them take place kind of in an alternate reality. And then some of them take place in modern time. So I think that's also really fun to go back and read. I've read most of these, but I don't think I've read them all, honestly. There's a lot that I was missing. Kenneth Rocafort, who I've never seen him. I haven't seen a lot of these artists, like their black and white art before. And to me, I think Kenneth Rocafort is an amazing artist, and I've always seen his art just pop out because of the colors. But his black and whites are freaking beautiful too. This black and white, what is it, like a whitewash look to his art. Okay, let's look in the back. I bet this is where they keep the covers. While we head back there, the book is 800 pages long, $125 retail price. Okay, so here is the cover gallery. From the original issues that came out in the late 90s, you have Jim Lee and Scott Williams, Frank Miller, Barry Windsor Smith, just to name a few. And that is Mark Silvestri. And then some of the covers for the hardcovers are back here too. Mobius. So much talent is gone these days, man. It's sad. I've always loved that Silvestri. Oh, it's beautiful. And I remember that Alex Ross. And let's see, these are cover sketches and layouts, and then reproduction drawings here. Alternate covers and variant covers, more layouts. Oh yes, okay. So they kept the black and white sculptures back here. Neat. So these are the statues that are based on the artwork within this book. And I'm sure you've seen them around if you go to comic book shops or just looked online. There's a huge lot of them. Okay, let's take a look at this binding really quick. You could probably tell as I was flipping through here that it is sewn binding. Here's this eye, which looks a lot better than most of the recent DC books. Let's look back here towards this Howard Chaykin story. So, I mean, it doesn't fold over as well as I've seen some in the past, mainly because of some of the excessive glues that they use back here for this spine. It's not bad. It's not terrible. There's hardly any gutter loss. Not that you really need a lot because there's not that many splash pages or anything. But it's mainly towards the beginning or towards the end that it starts kind of closing in on you. Which is to be expected, honestly. And I imagine after a few read-throughs, the spine will get a lot better. I did do the little ruler trick where you put the ruler in there to kind of break the spine in. Now, if you're interested in buying this, you can purchase it from cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off the cover price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself on packaging your books so they arrive safely and in excellent condition, as well as prompt and helpful service. And check out their bargain bin for even greater deals up to 90% off cover price. And for you Minties, Cheap Graphic Novels is running a special promotion. If you're a first-time customer, let them know you were referred by Near Mint Condition at the checkout, and you'll receive a credit for free shipping on your next order. Now, this is only for U.S. customers. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discounts, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the contents of the book, the page count, and the build of this omnibus. Let me know in the comments down below if you're picking it up, if you already have the hardcovers, if you have them in trade paperback, if you have the original issues, or if any of these intrigue you enough to maybe purchase this book on a blind buy. Please don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button. Keep an eye on the channel because there will be a total of 3 videos today. This one and then some Dark Horse books coming out in the afternoon. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, we do a live episode reviewing Superman Birthright. Thank you for watching. And remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be Near Mint.